Put the TV down. No.
She's stupid.
Shut up. Okay. Hey YouTube. This is Camson. How y'all doing? I'm actually gonna answer some questions today, and I'm sorry it took so long. I've been sick. I've been having vertigo, in and out, getting treatment. So I'm sorry it took so long, because I really do care about everyone that comes to my page, and I really take any concerns serious. So this is actually, I was actually posting a comment to reply, but this is for Mr. Brook 80, M Brook 80 actually. This is for you. You were explaining, that you've been sick for 8 years. Well, you've been diagnosed for 8 years with chronic pancreatitis, and you've had a flare-up, pretty bad flare-up. You had 3 PICCS, 2 subclavians, and 2 IJs in the past 12 weeks, which is a lot. And I've had that happen also. And you were asking about, I didn't quite understand, but I want to make sure that I'm right. So I'm actually having surgery in the AM for my first Portacath, I'm assuming. Could you give me any advice concerning the port? The first thing, and I posted some of this, and this is for everybody else. Let me see if there's anybody else on here. Stinkerbell 76. Stinkerbell, that's cute, 76.
No, it's not.
Okay, it is. That's real cute. Okay, let's see. You don't have cancer, but you have a Portacath for cyclic vomiting and chronic pancreatitis and bleeding peptic ulcers. When I have a crisis, getting sick, and I'm on number 12. I just had it placed about 2 to 3 weeks ago myself. I also had 1 collapse of my left lung as of 2 weeks ago now. I've been through that once. My right lung collapsed for the 2nd time. I'm wondering how many more lung collapses can one person take, and how many lines? Is there a limit? I have had PICCS in the past, a Hickman, and jugular access. Okay, this is first for M Brook 80. M Brook 80, the advice that I will give you and for everybody else getting Portacaths, and I've had, this will be my 7th Portacath I'm getting ready to get. Kalila, pay attention to the camera. Thank you, baby. Okay, the Portacath I'm getting ready to get will be my 7th, and the main problem that I had were either getting a blood clot. The Portacath no longer gave blood, which was one of the main reasons I had it. Even though I still could have got treatments and stuff through the Portacath, they couldn't draw blood, so I was still getting stuck a lot. And, in that case, it would be better to have a port that's working properly instead of dealing with that and still being stuck a lot. The second problem, the third problem, was I kept getting blood infections. Now, I take Mrs. Bragg's apple cider vinegar faithfully. I take it faithfully. Okay, turn it back. I take it faithfully. And it helps a lot, and it helps to build up my immune system and protect me from being so vulnerable to infections. 1 to 2 teaspoons in a glass of lemon water and honey. And I usually take that, like I said, every day, twice a day. If I need to pick me up, I take it at that point. And I wouldn't recommend taking it too much more than that, though. Too much of anything is bad for you, obviously. That will help prevent the infections. The second thing, make sure you know the proper protocol for accessing the port, because many nurses, and not to put anybody down, but some nurses aren't very familiar with Portacaths. And that was one of the problems I had. I had some nurses had never had a patient that was so hard to access my port. And because I'm heavy-breasted, accessing my port is not easy. And so the protocol says to lay the patient down flat, and then you want to find your base of the Portacath. You take these 2 fingers and you find the base of the port, and you hold it down very firmly so the Portacath, the catheter itself won't shift side to side. And mine shift a lot, and a lot of women it shifts because of the tissue. So M Brook 80, I didn't check to see if you were male or female, and it doesn't say. But if you're female, and if you're heavy-breasted, and even just having breast tissue in that area more than males, it can make it a little hard to access sometimes. I actually ended up accessing my own Portacath. They had stuck me 3 times. In a port, it's so small in diameter, you just can't keep sticking and sticking and sticking in one day. So I ended up accessing my own, and I knew that protocol, and also the gloves are more so to protect them more so than you. Okay, you just let me know when I get to 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Anyway, the gloves are more so to protect them and not you. It does protect you, but gloves can carry germs just like hands can. It's just a lessened susceptibility to infection. So what happens after they find the base and they access the Portacath, is a soft center in the center of your port. And it's good to learn your body. It's good to learn. If a nurse accesses it and it hits the side of it, and it's not accessed and it won't draw blood, it's good to know, okay, don't stick me there. Last time I stuck there, it wasn't in the proper place. So it'll be good, you know, to know that. And also know that once it's accessed, people have different needles. Most Portacaths, an inch, half an inch is enough. For one of my Portacaths, I had to have 2 1/4 inch needles, which had to be ordered, and I didn't find that out until after having it accessed 3 or 4 times and they couldn't draw blood. So they actually had to order Portacaths. When I would go to the hospital, when I was going crises, I would take my Portacaths with me. So because the hospitals never had it. The next thing would be, so know that an inch and a half is usually enough. For some people, half an inch is enough, but for most, it's better safe than sorry. I would rather get the longer needle than the shorter and have to be restuck again. Let's see, what else? And the next thing would be, as soon as they access you, it's good to draw back if you get blood. If you don't, a lot of times when you flush 5 cc's of saline, that's usually enough for you to be able to draw blood. So learn your Portacath. Learn what works better. Learn what helps for it to be accessed easier. Like I said, in my case, laying all the way back didn't help. That you couldn't get through all this tit up here. It wasn't working. So I would tell the nurses to sit me up, and I had some nurses, ma'am, I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm sure I've been doing this longer than you are old, and I know what I'm doing. So okay, I'm too sick to argue anyway. She sticked me the first time, no blood return, can't flush it. Stick me the second time, same thing. Third time, same thing. After that, I said, okay, you know what? Now either you go listen to me and work with me, because I know my body. I'm sure you know your books, but I know my body. So know your body, and that's the main thing. All right? Send some more questions, and I'll answer as best I can. And Stinkerbell 76, I'm getting you next. All right?